multiple state champion winning soccer coach, and also a golf coach. He does everything here. Math teacher, coach of everything. The starting lineup, though, for the Warriors is Lincoln Pilatus, Blake Munson, Walker Morrison, Brenton Childs, and the man in the middle, Lyman Simmons. And we have Snow Canyon, so Cedar has 4 players averaging double digits. Snow Canyon has 3. Leading the way is Lyman Simmons at nearly 20 points per game. And then after that is Pilatus and Munson averaging just over 10 points per game. Jump ball goes to the Reds, and Cedar will start in their half-court offense. Munson defending out on the perimeter. They're looking to throw a little drop pass to the corner. Morrison defends. Good reverse layup from the Reds, using the rim to defend the basket. Quick 2-0 lead.
Beautiful shot.
Good looking play right there. Not defended relatively well. It's just they used that basket to protect the ball and can't block it.
This should be a great matchup with 24 and Lyman. That's not 24's normal spot at
in the post.
Playing center, yeah.
Morrison starts off. It's always good to see him.
Start.
Bang! Boom goes the dynamite, whatever we want to say.
Yeah, that's
long
a good
three-pointer.
start.
It's good when we get Morrison going early. Good attack from the Reds. Good help defense. Forces the Cedar attacker to alter his shot, and the layup is off the rim. Snow Canyon back on offense with Munson. Munson attacks, kicks over to Pilatus. Pilatus for a 3. Misses, but Simmons is there for the rebound.
Simmons needs to go. I think he needs to go and drop step and put that back in. Yeah, get him in foul trouble. He's their scorer.
Childs with the ball near the top. He looks to attack. He gets to the elbow, or not to the elbow, to the Warrior head.
Wow.
It looks like he had attacked with the intention to pass.
Great D. Dang it.
Looks like Munson, when he went to contest the layup, he was able to alter the shot. However, it appears there may be some contact. There wasn't a lot of disagreement from Munson right there either, so he probably knows he got him. So first free throws of the night for the Reds. First one is up off the front of the rim and in.
Yeah, I like the hustle by Blake. Got in front of him, threw his shot off, just got caught in the cookie jar.
I'd love to see Childs just be an aggressive offensive player right there. I liked his decision to attack right there. When you get to that Warrior head in the middle of the paint, that's a great shot. And one thing I used to tell my players is it's good to know your role. So if you're not if your primary role isn't to score, that's great hustle by Simmons. He lost the ball and knocks it off of the Cedar player out of bounds. But even if your primary role isn't to score, you always have to be a threat.
Exactly.
So if you go up and shoot, even if you miss early, now that defender, he can't just sag off of you the entire day. He has to contest, and that's going to open up those dump passes down to Lyman on the opposite block.
Yep.
Munson rejects the screen and attacks, kicks it back to Morrison. Morrison with the dribble attack, back to Munson. Long range, bang! Munson from long range drills it, and the Warriors recapture the lead.
Yep, we need to stop.
And this is going to be a challenge for Simmons as well, much like we talked about number 24. I can't remember his. I have to pull up the
heck of a player.
Shot
going to
from
Utah
the elbow
State.
falls from Santana. Grant is his last name. Just like we mentioned that it's not typical for him to defend a post player like Lyman, it's also not typical for Lyman to defend a player out on the perimeter as often. So it's going to be kind of a battle of styles right there.
Right.
And which team can get the other team out of the rhythm.
And especially one that's going to Utah State in a year.
The ball's entered to Lyman. Good attack. He loses it on the dribble. It's a turnover, and it leaks out to a fast break for the Reds. And the layup is good. The Reds now break the tie, move to an 8-6 lead after just 3 minutes removed from the first quarter.
So as he gets the ball down low, he's got to look to draw fouls on that kid because he's reaching hard. So be strong with the ball and hopefully, get him to make a move what he doesn't want to make.
Oh, it was a beautiful move from Munson. The attack, the jump stop, the pump fake. He got his defender up in the air and got a good-looking shot out of it. It rolls off the rim. And Cedar is back on offense. Munson defending out on the perimeter. Ball back over to Grant. Grant up from the free throw line, up and in. Good-looking shot.
Pretty. But, Simmons was right there on him.
Isaac Lyon set to check in on the next dead ball for the Warriors. Pilatus with the ball on the opposite wing. Ball skipped over to Childs. Childs tries to enter it to Simmons.
Childs needs to shoot.
They're sagging off of him. They're leaving him out there. Warner also set to check in right now. Childs and Morrison will take a seat. The other thing right there is I like that they're looking in at Lyman, but they had an overload on this side, so that there was all of the help side was sagging off on him. Great play. Lyon with a great cut, kicks it back out to Pilatus. Pilatus fakes it, takes the dribble, shoots the three. It's off. Lyon attacks for the rebound.
Yep.
Cedar gets it instead, and now they're back into offense. Oh. Not a good sign for the Warriors. Pilatus got beat off the dribble, and on the attack as he was looking to defend the shot, he immediately came down in pain and held his, it appears, I can't tell if he's holding his ankle. It must be his ankle. Okay.
Dang.
Good to see him up quickly enough. That tells me he probably landed and rolled his ankle on that. Obviously not good right there, but there's always that concern initially that it could be a knee or something. Those non-contact injuries are dangerous.
Looked like it hurt, yeah, but at least he got off and walked, and hopefully he can walk it out.
So he is Dwan Shakespeare, our trainer, who does great work here at Snow Canyon. He's always taking care of our athletes. He's going to work on Pilatus. Childs checks back into the game, and Cedar is here. And this is it's still early in the game, but this is kind of a crucial moment for the Warriors right here. They're
huge.
They're down 7. We're only halfway through the first quarter, and it's kind of an impose your will situation right here. We're playing Cedar's game, up and down, fast paced, a lot of points for Cedar. We got to see if we can force them to play our style a little bit.
We got to stop the dribble too. We got to stop their penetration. We can't let them get all the way to the basket. Nice. Great defense.
Traveling violation called on Grant. Defending that. That's the first thing. A lot of times coaches talk about defense. We talk about defensive rotations and where the help side is. But the number one thing is on-ball defense.
Stop
and if the best thing for your defense is if you can defend the ball, then you can help, even if you can defend it for a little bit so that the rotations can close off the openings. But if you're getting beat off the dribble early and often, it makes it very tough to play defense. Warriors running a weave situation, looking to create some open space to attack. Munson with a couple of crossovers to get his defender off of him. He attacks to the basket, draws some contact. The double pump was crucial right there. Munson's a little bit undersized, but he gets in there. He has some good leaping ability. He gets up in the air, but instead of keeping that ball up where they can block him, he brings it down, draws the body contact, and then puts the shot up after he hears the whistle. It's great play from.
And 14 had to swing at it because he didn't know where the ball was. That was impressive.
And that's also when the scoring's not happening for you. One of the important things is get to the free throw line, score, get into a rhythm, an uncontested shot. Munson breaks the drought for the Warriors. That's the first point that's not a three-pointer as well. Misses on the second one. Warriors trail by 6 as Cedar is pushing that ball down the floor quickly, looking to get a quick shot in their offense. Three-point attempt is off. Good rebound by Munson. Now he's looking.
We need to see Childs get in active on the boards. That's one thing that he does well.
Lyon for 3. He hits it. That's our spot. That's the Warrior spot. That's where Munson hit his as well. And Morrison wasn't far away from there either when he hit his. Cedar's looking for that three-point shot. Good closeout by Munson. Forces the shooter to hesitate. He ends up traveling. Ball rolls over to our administrators. Shout out to Principal Mockers and Assistant Principal Campbell sitting over there, I'm sure, working out ways to help students learn at higher levels in Snow Canyon High School.
She definitely is. She's on Twitter right now, making it happen.
Munson brings the ball across half court, enters the ball to Childs in the wing. Childs over to Warner. Warner back to Munson. Simmons sets a down screen. Munson puts up the 3. It's long. Rebound goes to the Reds. And they are in their half court. Snow Canyon still trails by 3. There's that dribble attack that you talked about, Jared.
Yep.
Created a long shot opportunity for the Reds. They miss.
You know, I like the switch up on defense, giving Childs Grant because it gives Lyman a little bit of where he can help. And
there's those boards that you just talked about. Lyon with the great attack right there. Comes up off the rim, but Childs is able to create another opportunity. Warner dragged his pivot foot before he dribbled, so he's called for a travel. I also like that switch. Childs is as athletic as it comes.
Totally.
He's super physical, super strong. He's quick enough to stay in front of the dribbler and strong enough to defend him in the post. So that's going to give Grant a different look.
We're switching again.
We got Lyon, and it looks like
going to guard him.
And Lyon's got the speed, and he's got some length as well, and they are trying to post him up.
I like that.
A foul on the Warriors is called on the floor.
Yeah, I think they bailed him out.
Sometimes when players see that ball get loose, you start to grab for it, and it's a little bit frustrating as a player because you're not totally sure how the ref's seeing that. And in your mind, it's a loose ball, so the offensive player no longer has a right to it. But if the ref still believes that the offensive player has control and now there's some contact, they call the foul, and you kind of want to be rewarded for your defense and not punished in that situation. So luckily, relatively little harm for the Warriors. The foul was on Childs. It was his first. Lyon from the same spot. Shot is long. Cedar with the ball. They're in their secondary break transition now. Those are some of those. Simmons with the rebound. One of those things we talked about there, Jared, though, a lot of this dribble penetration, the Warriors are doing the reaching. They're just trying to tap the ball away. They need to play with their feet and step in front of them.
Right.
Yeah. Ball's entered to Simmons. We'll see if we can get him to attack. He is anticipating a double team, which there it is. He reverse pivots, kicks it out to Munson. And Simmons he needs to recognize the value of that play right there. You're getting Cedar to have to make multiple rotations on you, and that's going to wear them out. A technical foul. Oh, not a technical foul. Delay of game warning. I can't speak right now. So some tough defense by the Cedar Reds. A foul is called, and Munson has that ability to be a little bit of an agitator, and he got bumped, and instead of falling forward, he slowed down and made the guy bump him again.
And went and got the ball.
Forced the ref to make that call, and then it was the right call. And number 25 for Cedar showed some frustration and knocked the ball out of Munson's hands after he grabbed it, and he's given the delay of game warning.
And he had to sit down, which is good for us because he is a hustling kid.
He is. Child swings the ball over to Warner. Simmons is posted up. Ball's moved to the opposite side for Munson. Munson looks to attack to the elbow. Out to Warner. Warner from the top of the key. His three's long. Lyon giving chase on the rebound. Almost taken away by Munson. Cedar attacks from the elbow.
Defense.
Great, and Childs is going to try to get that loose ball. Bodies are flying on the floor. That ball's rolling all over the place. Cedar comes away with it. Entry pass, cut. Cedar ends up a hectic play with 2. There's 10 seconds remaining in the quarter. Snow Canyon trails by 5. 5 seconds. Munson's looking to attack right now. That ball is...
I like the
attempted
defense.
to draw the foul right there, and he didn't get the call. So the quarter will end 15-10. The Warriors trail, which we talked about. It was a crucial moment right there when the Reds went up 13-6, and so the Warriors made a relative recovery, a little 4-2 run to end that last 3 minutes. And that, even though they still trail, they slowed the game down a little bit, which is, I think, what a strategy is against this Cedar team that wants to run and get quick shots and create scoring opportunities. So not terrible. We got to give a shout out to some of our sponsors real quick. Holbrook Asphalt Company, St. George Dixie Motors, Nets on Fire.
Stapley Pharmacy, Richens Eye Center.
And Brent's Interiors, Flooring America, Genesis Dental, and LP Building Solutions.
And Levitt and Associates.
Tax season.
It is tax season.
Hey,
get it done now. Toniqua Data Centers. I didn't see them on there, but that guy, Mr. Matthew Hamlin, is the man. Love that kid. Humble Charlie.
Hey, all these sponsors, we wouldn't be able to bring you this game without them, and they don't, they go out of their way to provide opportunities for our athletes to compete, to have their needs met. Also, some other sponsors I want to give a shout out to real quick. Some of these signs, since we don't have as many fans allowed in the gym, this advertising that these businesses have paid for inside the gym need a little shout out as well. So we'll periodically give them Injury Smart Law, Brad Harn Associates, Great Harvest Bread Company, and Boulevard Home Furnishings. Just a few of the things, and we'll give some more shout outs later. We return to some game action. Snow Canyon starts with the ball, entered to Lyman Simmons on the post. He's looking to attack. He's got a double team. He reverses the pivot, kicks it to the opposite wing. Morrison gets the ball. Lyon gets the ball. That's it's a hockey assist for Simmons.
Exactly.
He drew the double team. He found his open teammate. The defense made one rotation to cover on him. Lyon swings it right over to Morrison, and Morrison's 2 for 2 on the night with his 3-point attempts. Great defense by the Warriors. Childs in the right spot, forces a travel. Those are those little things, Jared, when you think about plays in basketball, you often think about the scores, the 3-point shot attempts. Being in the right spot on defense, that wasn't going to show up on the stat sheet, but that's a winning play right there for
killer defense.
We've got a sub. We're going to have Simmons is going to take a quick break, and we see an appearance from Caleb Anderson Foreman. He's a player who performs incredibly well in the JV games quite often. And
Caleb is actually 6'3", but with the afro 6'9".
Yeah, so he's going to give us that some size and some defense. It's good to see him getting some varsity time right now. Childs attacks over to Morrison. Morrison to Lyon. Lyon is always ready to pull the trigger, and he almost did right there.
He
swings it over to Anderson. Anderson ball screen for Warner. Warner to the elbow, looks to attack. Miscommunication. Lyon was ready to cut. Warner saw him open on the wing. Lyon cut. Warner threw the pass to where Lyon was. Ball goes out of bounds. So Cedar, coincidentally, we can see that they're lining up their playing time between Simmons and I keep forgetting his name. Grant. Yeah. Simmons and Grant are going to be in and out at the same time.
Right.
3-pointer falls for the Reds, so they extend their lead to 5. And Warner looking to initiate the offense, swings the ball over to Lyon. Lyon tries to get it to Morrison, who slipped the screen. The ball's deflected by the Reds, and they end up taking it away.
You got to stop the ball.
Defense eventually recovers somewhat for Snow Canyon. Cedar's got some fantastic ball movement. It's
incredible, yep.
Too quick for me to call right now. Anderson Foreman attempts to draw the charge. Instead, he will be called for a blocking foul.
Looked like he may have been leaning just a little, although the instant replay that Hamlin just showed us looks like he was set.
The most disputed call in the game is the block charge rule. Nobody, there's always going to be 50% of the people that disagree with it, and also there's the unwritten rule of what do you do when the player's already left his feet, and then you're set up at that point. You do beat them to the spot, but they're already initiating the attack. I personally, in the high school level, would love to have that circle where you could no longer draw charges under that.
Yep. Well, and it would probably help, too, with injuries, because you do see a lot of kids trying to get in. We had some in the JV game and in the sophomore game that were some ugly collisions.
It's complicated, too, because if you don't fall over, you're never going to get the charge call. So you have to fall, and then you're laying under the basket while people are jumping up and down. It's kind of crazy. All right, Warriors on offense. Morrison with the ball. Munson checked back in at that last dead ball. So did Simmons, and on cue, Grant checked in as well. Simmons kicks out to Munson. Munson over to Lyon. Lyon from the volleyball line looks to attack. The ball's deflected. Childs gets some good hustle to get the ball, to recover the ball for the Warriors. Simmons gets the ball into the hands of Morrison. Morrison into the hands of Munson. He will initiate the offense. High screen from Childs. Childs rolls to the basket. Munson swings over to Morrison for the drop pass, excuse me. Lyon enters it to Simmons. Simmons looking to go up. He's stopped. That ball finds its way out to Lyon. Lyon to Childs. Childs out to the top to Munson. Munson looking to attack from the top of the key. Over to Lyon in the corner. Lyon's three is up and in.
And he got fouled, no call.
Good.
Got knocked out of bounds.
He went down, that's for sure. The the Warriors cut the lead to 4, and we complimented Cedar's ball movement. That was some pretty good ball movement from the Warriors. It was a little hectic there for a minute, but once they regathered themselves, they moved the ball around, found the opening, hit the shot. They force a long two-pointer from the Reds, and and Simmons corrals the rebound. Simmons hasn't shown up on the scoreboard yet, but he's grabbed pretty much every available defensive rebound when he's been under the basket.
He has, and he's also tired out their big guy, because Grant, he's not as much as a threat on offense because he's working his tail off to stop him.
Yeah, so those are those little things, and what I would anticipate seeing is this has happened multiple games that we've called where it seems like Lyman's having a quiet game, and then you look up and it's the third quarter and he's got 11 points.
Right.
And then all of a sudden by the end of the fourth quarter he's sitting at 18 or 20.
Right.
And it's like, oh, all right, I guess it's not that quiet of a game. We had a loose ball foul called on the Reds. That ball was entered into Simmons, and Simmons' hook shot attempt was blocked by the Reds, and they recovered that loose ball.
Wow.
And now back into their offense.
I like the hustle, though. I like the hustle. He just lost his footing.
Simmons did, as he was trying to cut off the attack, he ended up tripping on his feet. And hey, I know that when I was a sophomore,
right.
and I grew from 5'1" to 5'7", and I was
right.
tripping all over myself.
Right.
You can't fault Lyman for having stuff like that happen every once in a while. And he clearly shows athleticism and poise
totally
on the court. That's going to be his second foul in about 20 seconds.
And one of the things that Cedar's doing that we're not doing, we're not attacking the basket. We're passing it in. We're not attacking the basket. They're attacking and making us do something.
And that would be something interesting with Coach Roden when I was his assistant in the girls program. Sometimes, when you have a dominant post player like Lyman, you want him on the ball side, you want to be trying to enter. But one of the things that does is if your guards have the ball on the wing, they can't attack from that spot because your post is under there. So one thing that would be interesting is if we could, on these ball reversals, when we reverse the court, keep Lyman on the opposite side of the court, have that guard attack. His defender will step over to help, and then you can throw lobs to Lyman or dump passes. Munson pulls up from long range, and his shot is short.
Look good, though.
And Simmons has been subbed out with his second foul, so we'll see how Cedar goes. Great defense by Childs with the steal right there. We'll see how Snow Canyon weathers this without Lyman in the game. Munson brings the ball to the elbow. Nobody stops him, and just like you're taught as a point guard, go to the elbow, make somebody stop you. If they don't, knock it down.
Perfect. Textbook.
They bring the score to within 3. Cedar, Lyon guarding in the post.
I like it, though. Make him earn it.
That was, I think that's going to be on Childs. I know that Lyon did not want to get caught behind Grant right there on the post, and when he did, he had to make a split decision. Am I going to stay behind him and defend him in the post, or am I going to try to deflect the ball?
Right.
And he tried to jump around him to deflect. Grant did a good job of sealing him off. And so in a last-ditch effort to come and help, Childs came and committed the foul. I believe it was his second, but he did send Grant to the free throw line instead of giving him what would most likely have been a layup or a dunk.
You know, these Cedar guards are incredible. 25, 35, and 24. They all are hard to stop.
And they look like they're a well-developed team. Lyon with the long 3 attempt. He's also asking for a foul call on that. He did not get it. Cedar now back on offense. 3-point attempt. Off the rim. Warner with the rebound, who checked back into the game recently. Nice ball handling right there from Warner. Childs goes to the rim, hesitates. There we go. He got himself a rebound and 2 points.
That was impressive.
I like the little hesitation, and he was able to, he took 2 steps, didn't totally jump yet, but didn't travel because he shot it before that third foot went down, and then off the rim to himself and went right back up.
That was nice. Travel! There we go. Whoops, sorry for yelling.
That's Jared Baker, the fan who just showed up.
Sorry about that.
Hey, you were right, though. The call was correct. That was Snow Canyon got caught in a rotation, and luckily they made just enough rotations to force the travel. If it was only a matter of time before Cedar either scored or something else was going to happen,
Sorry
and
for the
something
scream
else
in their
happened.
ears.
I liked it. I liked it. This is a fans' game. All right, Anderson Foreman back into the game. And what's fascinating with this lineup, Jared, Morrison pulls up from long range. That shot is off the rim, and Munson's diving on the floor for the loose ball. We're going to see it. It's going to be a jump ball. It's going to go to Cedar. I know Coach Cundy's thinking that Munson called the timeout. What's interesting here, Jared, is with this lineup that the Warriors have in, some players are going to have to assume some different roles.
Right.
Will Warner, Caleb Anderson Foreman, and Brenton Childs are not, statistically, their role has not traditionally been
travel.
He's going to call travel again. Their role has not traditionally been as scorers. Right. Munson and Morrison are two of the scorers. Munson's a double-digit scorer. Morrison's close. He's a shade under double digits. And so right now, statistically, season-wise, Snow Canyon doesn't have a lot of points on the floor. So it'll be fascinating to see if one of these players who has traditionally assumed a different role steps into a more of a scoring role in this last minute and a half of the second quarter.
And Warner can score. He lit it up in the sophomore game and in the JV game.
Oh, Childs attacks. He gets caught in the air, turns it over. Good transition defense by the Warriors. A three-point attempt by the Reds is off the front of the rim, and they're able to corral the offensive rebound. Snow Canyon back set into their defense. Munson defends out on the perimeter. Now Childs defends in the corner. Cedar attacks baseline. It's actually quite an athletic reverse layup. Somehow he went from one side of the floor,
incredible,
jumped and made it to the other side. I thought it was going to go in.
So did
Childs fights through and gets that rebound off of the missed putback.
He is really giving Grant a hard time. Childs is all over him, and Grant's fighting to get through the picks, fighting everything he can to get by him.
There's going to be a foul called on Grant right there. And they're getting a little bit chippy right there, and you know what?
I like it.
That's to Child's favor. That's going to be his style of play. I have an old saying that I would tell my players when I could tell that we were stopping to play our style and starting to play the other style. I would say, when you play in the mud with white gloves, the mud doesn't get glovey.
Right.
The gloves get muddy, right? So,
right.
Hey, we can't play their style and have it benefit us. It's gonna benefit them.
Right.
Simmons comes back in for this, presumably for this offensive possession for the last 20 seconds. I think the Warriors are gonna hold on for one shot. I know Coach Cundy is probably wants to guarantee that Simmons does not have to play defense at the end of this quarter to possibly get his third foul. Munson pulls up for a long two, and it is short. With 1 second left, Cedar puts up a three, and it's off. So the half will end with Snow Canyon trailing by 3. They're chipping away ever since that 13-6 deficit.
Yep.
They've come back like 2 points at a time. And also for a Cedar team that's averaging over 70 points a game, to only have 23 at halftime, I'm sure they're incredibly frustrated right now with that.
Defense. It started out with defense. It ended with defense. We played hard the entire time. I love it.
We're going to take a break at halftime. Enjoy some of our sponsors. Oh, hey, we're also going to give a shout out to our cheerleaders. Hey, a couple of other things before we go to break. Our wrestlers are currently wrestling at Hurricane tonight, and they are undefeated in region. And if they win tonight, they will be region champions. So shout out to wrestlers. Also, our cheerleaders won state. They are state champions in all 4 events that they enter in. I know that's a point of pride. Our cheerleaders, a lot of teams don't compete in all 4 events. They tend to specialize. Our cheerleaders choose to do everything, and not only do they do everything, they won everything. So we've got a video shout out to our cheerleaders, 4A state champions 2021. Congrats.
field to get some. On the real, we appear to get gone. Victory is ours, bring the chip home. Galactic, and I'm looking to get more. Raise it up, seen but you don't know. Running like the blood, pumping from the pressure of adrenaline rush. We crush whatever we touch. Where you been, y'all? Everyone know. And if you still don't get it, let it chill for a minute. Time is money, and trust me, man, I'm all business. And if you want something done, do your search to get it finished. Wake up, victory's mine. On top, still on the grind. Gotta go get it right now. Holla at me if you with me. It's time.
I thank the stars above. I know that we're gonna make it.
It'll take or without, we gon' make it. Show the world that it's shining our greatness. Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Till we make it, till we make it. Taking off, flying high like a spaceship. Take control, take a shot, what you waiting for? Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Till we make it, till we make it. Second verse, I'm telling you I'm ready to go, letting you know, cause I'm never alone. The ones that I roll with are incredibly known for getting down to the nitty gritty. If you really with me, let's go. Moves made, dues paid, most talk but don't do a thing. We certified, observers I come through and give a true display. We champions, understand me standing under a victory canopy. Canopy the enemy was handing keys, ready to drive at top speed, let's get it out. Wake up, victory's mine, on top, still on the grind. Gotta go get it right now, holla at me if you with me, it's time.
I thank the stars above. I know that we're gonna make it.
It'll take or without, we gon' make it. Show the world that it's shining our greatness. Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Till we make it, till we make it. Taking off, flying high like a spaceship. Take control, take a shot, what you waiting for? Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Till we make it, till we make it.
I thank the stars above. I know that we're gonna make it. I know the ground below my feet's gonna lift me up. I thank the stars above. I know that we're gonna make it. I thank the stars above. I know that we're gonna make it. I thank the stars above. I know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on WarriorNation.tv. I'm Ryan Rarick, and I'm here with Jared Baker. Hey, you can see on your screens right now, we just got sent this picture at halftime. Shout out to the Snow Canyon swim team. They are officially Region 9 champions.
Wow.
Huge event, huge finish for them.
Good for them.
And then we were talking about our, we had some other shout outs to do. We've heard from some other people at halftime.
Aaron Hamlin driving down south to Arizona with Livy, going to play in a tournament that she owned last year. She was the MVP, so Livy, good luck. And anytime you get the ball, Rarick and I say, you got the green light, girl.
Hey, we're looking forward to seeing Livy contribute to the Snow Canyon basketball team in the near future as she enters high school age soon. Hey, Jared, looking at that first half, we kind of ended the half talking about some positives for Snow Canyon. We have a relatively low-scoring game, which obviously we love to see points. We want to see points scored, but Cedar clearly wants to get up and down the floor, make this game kind of hectic. It seems to benefit them, and they want to put up a bunch of shots. We had some stats that we were looking at as well. Snow Canyon, the relatively low scoring means their defense was working well.
Yeah.
Offense was struggling. We're hitting some threes. I think we're 5 for 13 from the three-point line, so 38%. A concern, though, 1 for 7 from inside the three-point line.
Right.
How does Snow Canyon change that in the second half?
I think it changes by outside shooting and also by, like you said, penetrating to the other side where Lyman's not. I think that will open it up. And I think, too, one of the things that has been kind of frustrating, but I thought about it during halftime, even though Lyman hasn't scored, like we said earlier, he's tiring out their guys. He's giving them all they want, and he's I think we're right in it. We just got to keep going on the defense.
He's also a huge part of that defense because one of those parts is to finish the defensive possession with the rebound. And when Lyman's been in the game, he's been able to finish those defensive possessions with rebounds. On the other side of it, Cedar's having a little bit of the opposite end. They're 1 for 8 from the three-point line, and they're getting most of their points inside or at the free throw line. That was another point of concern. Warriors only attempted 2 free throws. Munson had those. He went 1 for 2 from the line.
Right.
Cedar, I believe, was 7 for 8 from the free throw line. So one thing I would like to see is, it's our style of play. The Warriors shoot three-pointers. So keep attacking, kicking, getting open threes. But also, we've seen it a couple of times with Childs and with some of these other players who are maybe not traditionally the primary scorers. Get to the basket and draw contact and get some free throws.
Right. So hopefully we'll have a little bit of the same. And I'm sure that nice play. Dang it.
Lyon misses a good-looking play right there.
That was.
We do have a change. Oh, yeah, Pilatus. We have not seen him return to the game. That's an update as well. He went down early with a sprained ankle, it appeared, and he has not returned. So in the second half, Lyon is starting the second half in his place. And we had a good offensive set from the Warriors at first. We missed the layup, and a good defensive set as well. So the Warriors back on offense. Munson attack, right out to Lyon. There's that inside-out attack, and there's Simmons with the rebound, and he's going to draw a foul.
That's good.
That's big. Creating opportunities to score in a game like this where it's relatively low scoring, we need to rely on our defense. Creating as many opportunities to score is a huge part of winning in a game like this. So Simmons out there getting that offensive rebound and then getting a foul on Cedar
35
is really helpful.
Santana.
On 35. Yeah, it's only his first, so he's not concerned about the foul trouble, but at the same time, getting that offensive possession. Munson enters the ball to Simmons. Simmons goes to work on the block. He loses the ball as he's trying to make his move. Seems like he's a bit indecisive right now. He's trying to set up his move, and I think sometimes simplicity is better than complexity. If he just reverse pivots and shoots a few times, or if he just goes in with a simple drop step, and even like you said, if we miss a couple, you're setting it up. So you do a couple of drop steps, they start expecting it, then you do a reverse pivot and you knock down a few shots. Lyman, I'm sure, will figure it out eventually. He's defending out on the perimeter.
That's three-point attempt. That's too much room for him. He's a diehard on that shot. Dang it.
Munson brings the ball across. He steps back and puts up a three. That rolls off the rim to Cedar with the rebound now, and Cedar on the attack. Quick three-pointer on transition, and they've hit. They've hit two quick ones, and Coach Cundy's going to take a timeout to kill this momentum. The lead has extended to 9 on back-to-back threes after a little less than 2 minutes have gone by in the third quarter. Hey, more shout-outs to some sponsors: Southwest Skin and Cancer, Simply Wisdom Teeth,
Snow Jensen and Reese, Ince Dentistry, Bucks Ace Hardware.
Looking forward to that building going up.
And Levitt and Associates, Split Rocks, Southwest Skin and Cancer, Findlay Automotive, Volkswagen, Dixie Motors,
LP Building Solutions. We've got Intermountain Sports Medicine, Dr. Christian Millward. Thank you for all the work you do. Zion Eye Institute, and Durham Jones and Pinniger. We've also got Revere Health, Southern Utah Spine and Rehabilitation.
Stephen Wade Auto Centers, Fed Up, Tag and Go, Robert DeBry, Big O Tires.
Once again, all of these sponsors, people that pay money to help our student athletes compete, have uniforms, have basketballs, have equipment, have buses, have officials, all of those things. We appreciate your contributions to allow our students to have this experience of competing. And Snow Canyon looks to respond after the timeout from Coach Cundy and stop the bleeding that has happened early in this third quarter. Lyon attacks, moves over to Simmons. Simmons lobs up to Morrison. Morrison under the basket, puts on a couple of moves. Off the backboard, he short-armed it a little bit. It went off the front of the rim.
Good idea, though.
I like it. I like that going inside. I like going up strong and trying to get buckets in the paint. The Snow Canyon's going to have to score in the paint in order if they're going to win this game. We can't rely on only three-point attempts. And unfortunately, Simmons is late on the rotation right there, and the shot is up and in, and that is going to be Simmons' third foul.
Well, he went in hard. He went attacking. 25.
They created some space with some switches, and then the rotation was late.
Yeah.
We'll see what the coaches decide to do. They do elect to leave Simmons in the game right now. The free throw's up and in, and it has now been extended to a 12-point lead. We talked about it in the first quarter. It's only been a little bit of time in the third quarter, but this is one of those crucial moments right now.
Right.
Where Snow Canyon needs to make something happen. Simmons, good offensive set. He had a wide open look at a three. It rolls around the rim and is out. And that is a concerning thing when there's a close game and one team is getting almost all of their points off of three-point attempts and another team is getting them off of two-point attempts. And Grant is starting to take over this game.
Yeah.
The three-pointer is a lot less reliable. So if that's where you're getting most of your points without any attacks or points around the basket, it's a lot harder to sustain that. Childs looks to attack off the wing, looks for a cutting Munson. Munson is bumped underneath on the baseline, and he draws a foul. Snow Canyon is trailing by 15. Just like that, 3 minutes have lapsed in the third quarter, and we know that Cedar can put up points quickly.
Yeah. Well, and two, they were 1 for 8. They were 1 for 8 in the first half. They're not going to be 1 for 8 in the second half, so we got to play some defense.
I call it the law of averages.
Right.
And I always said it on my way because I always felt like I was a shooter and every shot I took was a good one. And if I missed 5 in a row, it's like fantastic. 5 in a row are going in at some point.
Exactly.
So I couldn't wait to shoot again.
Exactly.
But that's probably how the whole Cedar team felt, going 1 for 8. And they had several open looks that they just missed.
Yeah.
And they knew eventually those shots were going to fall.
Yeah, and Grant's looking for his shot, you know.
Munson goes around the screen.
Not one rebounder for Snow Canyon.
It looks like Munson kind of wanted to hit Simmons on the roll, but they stayed with him. Cedar stayed with him, and so the roll wasn't available. Shot is up and off, and in the fight for the rebound, the ball is deflected out of bounds, and the possession is awarded to the Reds.
They hustled, and they got rewarded for it.
Anderson Foreman checks in for Simmons, and he has the tall task of guarding Grant.
Good D. I like it.
He made him work hard for it, and It's a high risk, high reward strategy when that second defender comes over to try to make the steal. I'm
Right.
positive Grant knows that a second defender is coming, so he's not going to be careless with the basketball. And the problem is if that ball is not deflected or tipped away, now Grant has gained position on his original defender, and it's hard to recover, which results in the foul.
Right.
Which is what happened right here. They actually called that foul on Lyon. It must have been when he tried to recover after the steal attempt, because it looked like Anderson Foreman was also
muscling him.
Yeah. Ball's over to Warner. Warner down to Lyon. Lyon in the corner attacks. Ball is up in the air somehow.
Wow.
It's not a double dribble. I guess the ball must have gotten deflected.
Well, 25 was all over him too, and no call. So I guarantee you, Lyon's going to go after him.
We do have some different body types battling each other right now. We've got kind of like the longer, wiry Snow Canyon. Nice move by Walker Morrison.
That was pretty.
Up and in. That was a great triple pivot, and then getting the inside position and stepping through and finishing. Grant's feeling it. That's his third 3 of the quarter, and 2 of them have been with a hand in his face.
Right.
And he is clearly a talented athlete.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
And I was curious, there's Morrison. Morrison, look, ball fakes, ball's deflected away. I was curious, wondering how Cedar would respond to the game on Wednesday. You know, it's a heartbreaking loss to lose in double overtime, and to score 100 points in a high school basketball game is kind of, it's like a really memorable experience, right? And teams can kind of respond in multiple ways right there, where they can have a mental letdown, like they've just exhausted themselves with all of this energy, or they can have a response. And it actually seemed like in the first half, there was a little bit, I wouldn't say like lackadaisical, I feel like they were trying, but it wasn't what we have come to expect from a Cedar game. And now it looks like they're getting a little bit of that here.
Getting the rhythm.
Snow Canyon's going to have to answer the call, and we're shorthanded already, and losing Pilatus is a pretty big deal for the Warriors, right, Baker?
Yeah, it is. It is, and these, like you said earlier, someone else has to step up. One of these younger kids has to step up and score some points, period.
And we talked about, different body types. We've got some fast, quick guards out there. Munson, Warner, Lyon, they're all athletic, fast, speedy guards. Cedar's guards are, a little bit thicker, a little bit.
Yeah.
And so it's a battle of styles right there. It's like speed versus brawn and stuff like that. Anderson Foreman checks out. Simmons back in the game. Snow Canyon trails by 16, looking to get a stop and an offensive possession. Grant breaks down his defender off the dribble, then over the top of 2 help side defenders, puts the ball off the backboard and in, and he is now at 16 for the game. Warner drops it off to Lyon. Lyon off to Morrison. Morrison ball fakes. Good read behind the back to Lyon.
Great play.
Lyon's shot is off the front of the rim. And Cedar cannot miss right now. Cundy's going to take his second time out of the quarter. And that was the first 3 points for number 3 on Cedar, but it was a transition 3. And you can see with the way that Cedar's playing, you can open up opportunities through different styles. They've got, they're hitting outside shots, so Snow Canyon has to close out on the 3. Closing out hard on the 3s, creating opportunities on the inside. So we were praising Snow Canyon for holding Cedar to 23 points at halftime. They've scored 21 in this quarter so far. Not ideal. What are some things you're thinking, Coach Cundy, Coach Jones? What are they talking to their team about right now?
Well, we got to stop that guy. We got to stop Grant. We got to stop the penetration. They are they're moving the ball. They're shooting well. Their confidence is high. One of the things we got to do is we got to forget about that. We got to get a stop and score some points.
If I'm coaching Snow Canyon right now and I'm looking at it, once is a fluke, twice is a pattern, 3 times is a system, right? This guy, Grant, has been putting on a clinic with points. I'm making somebody else beat us.
Right.
Let's deny him the ball, meet him early, do not let him get any position. And once he crosses half court, he is in contact with somebody. The entire half court possession. even if we get a few fouls called on us, what worse can happen right now? We're already down 21 points, so it's not like we can be worse at that point. And we're gonna make him pass to other people, and if other people start hitting shots like crazy, we're probably not winning. But right now we know that this is happening, so let's stop that. So, and the other thing is on offense, you have a tendency when you're down, double-digit points, you want to try to get everything going fast. Well, Snow Canyon's got to solve this riddle of the Cedar defense. They're making everything tough under the basket. Snow Canyon's got to look for opportunities. And there's Warner with an open 3 attempt, and that's a good shot. That's a set shot. There's a battle by Simmons. And those are the things that I'm looking for from Snow Canyon.
Hustle plays. Yep. Going after it and making them earn every single possession is the key.
And also, I like that we went for it right there, but also know that once you grab the ball, Cedar's hitting you. So grab the ball and move something. Like establish your presence instead of constantly responding to the presence of other people. It's going to be another foul on Cedar.
We need to continue with this recipe, because if we get 35 in foul trouble, 24's already got 3. So as soon as he comes back in the game, attack him. Right?
So one of the things I liked right there, yes, exactly, attack him. One of the things I liked on that possession is Lyman did do the reverse pivot, and that's actually, I think it surprised 35, because 35 was trying to body him up, and every offensive possession, Lyman's tried to back his opponent down. So by doing that reverse pivot, it's almost like he pulled the chair out from the defender, and the defender hit him.
Yeah.
And right here, silver lining in this quarter, Cedar is playing ultra-aggressive defense, but they did just commit their 7th foul of the quarter. So one of the recipes for coming back from a 20-point deficit is scoring with the clock stopped.
Right.
And so free throws are going to be huge for the Warriors.
Got to put them in. And he starts off with 1 and hits another.
The other advantage is now we don't necessarily need to be attacking the rim to get to the free throw line. We just need to be attacking, period. And if we get fouled on the perimeter, there's somebody else that hits another 3, 35. So we talked about somebody besides 24. 35 hit it.
Stud. That kid
He's in double digits now.
He's a heck of an athlete.
One of those things in sports, Jared, is, there's been a movement lately in, probably the last 15 years, analytics. You look at the science, the statistics behind what happens. And one of the things that analytics doesn't account for is the idea of momentum.
Right.
And you can't define momentum, but you can feel it. Right? And even right now, we can just feel this. We can feel the confidence in the Cedar players growing.
Right.
And we can see Snow Canyon's not necessarily frustrated, but it's like they're presented with a riddle that they don't really answer to yet.
Right. And I like the fight, though. I mean, even though Cedar went on a run, we've made a couple stops, and we've scored a little bit, and now we need to do the same thing a few more times.
And there was that advantage that we were talking about. We have a loose ball foul committed underneath our basket, and that turned into 2 points. Committed under Cedar's basket. That turned out for 2 points on our basket. So that's going to be huge, having these fouls work in our favor. Warner aggressively going for the steal right there, and ball gets tied up, and they are going to call a foul. That is the 4th team foul for the Warriors this quarter.
Only his first foul, though. And I like the aggressive, and I like the double team right there. They collapsed on him, and 25 is an ultra-aggressive kid, so he's the one that got frustrated earlier.
Yeah.
We need to go at him.
And Cedar does look, based on their guard positioning, they do look like they're going to try to spread the floor and create this space or kill clock. Those are the 2 things. With a 20-point lead, they're okay with that. And you can see the players on their bench are waving to spread the floor. They're trying to isolate Lyman on the perimeter. And Lyman's doing his best to stay in front, but when he tried to recover, he ended up committing a foul, and that is Lyman's 4th.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Can't say enough good things about Lyman, how much he contributes to this team. And what's the old saying? Mama said sometimes there'd be days like this.
Right.
It's not not his ideal game right here. He has not scored yet. Like we said, he was making huge contributions defensively. But that is a challenge when you play a team. We talked about the analytic movement. Another thing that's happened in the game of basketball and it's starting to filter its way down to the high school level now is a preference for agility over pure size. Nice pass by Munson. The ball's blocked. But Cedar's got 5 ball handlers on the floor. Somehow that shot went in on a reverse layup.
That kid's a competitor. 25 he is a stud.
Yeah.
Tough kid.
So, but you can see Cedar puts 5 ball handlers on the floor. So to play a traditional center like Lyman defensively is pretty tough. He's going to have to defend out on the 3 and keep the people in front of him, and every one of these people can shoot as well.
Yeah.
And Cedar goes on a little bit of a run here again, extending their lead to 27 as Munson dribbling the ball at the top looking for the last shot of the quarter. He loses it. He's got 2 seconds left. The shot is up from the volleyball line and he's missed. And Snow Canyon will go and try to figure it out between the 3rd and 4th quarter as they surrendered 30 points in that quarter, 31 points in that quarter, and were only able to score 7. So right now, this is one of those things we talk about. You can't make a comeback in one play. So first is shoring up the defense.
Right.
Second is figuring out how to get the best shots available on offense, and those two things will feed into each other. If we can create some turnovers defensively, we can maybe get some leak outs. But if we can take care of the ball offensively and rebound, and if we don't get the rebound, we have to beat Cedar back on defense.
Right.
And that can shore up our defense as well.
Yeah.
What else are you seeing here? What are you looking for, Jared? We got a near 30-point deficit. It's easy for a player, a teenager, a high school athlete, to get frustrated, to think the game's pretty much over. What are you looking for from the kids out here?
Just to keep fighting. And we also have the opportunity to hit a few shots. We went dry right there. We didn't hit a whole lot of outside shots. So I think that we'll, keep the confidence up, keep shooting, keep going to the basket, try to draw some fouls, but get after it,
If I'm coaching the Warriors right here, I like what you said, keep fighting. It says Warriors on the front of our jerseys. Warriors fight. They fight until the battle's over, and that's it. Until the battle's over and you get to go home. So no matter what happens here, at the very worst, this is an 8-minute practice period where we can figure things out.
Right.
Because we've still got a lot to go in region, and we've seen our potential. The Warriors have beat Dixie, and that's Dixie's only loss in region. And so figuring something out right here will make the Warriors better for future region games.
That's true. That's true. Walker with a little dipsy-do, and they called a foul, but I think it was actually the call on the rebound. I think they fouled. Wow, they're going to give him free throws.
I think it's going to. They're giving him 2 shots.
They're giving it to 24.
That's his 4th. So I felt like Walker got fouled. I thought he did some good adjusting with the ball in the air, and he did the little James Harden move where he put his arm underneath the defender's arm. But when he let go of it, they didn't make the call, and I believe the official at the 3/4 court mark was expecting the official at the baseline to make the call.
Yeah.
And when the call didn't happen, he made the call because he saw it. So, and that's why there's 3 officials out there now. We used to have 2 for many years.
Right.
And that was I know for a while when we moved from 2 to 3 officials, when I was coaching, I was like, well, every official always tells me it's somebody else's call, but now it seems like they've got it figured out to who's supposed to call what. Warner's going to be called for a foul right there. We go back to what we were talking about in that first half, Jared, stopping dribble penetration right there. The Warriors are getting called for a lot when they're trying to, it's basically like a bailout defensive move. I actually statted this sometimes. How many block attempts did we have in a game? Because to me, a block attempt was an indication that there wasn't enough on-ball defense. It's like, why are we trying to block so many shots? Yeah. We should be defending with our feet, especially if it was a guard attempting to block shots. I had a hard time with that.
Yeah. It's we just got to figure out a way to get a score, And I think by crashing the boards and trying to get a second attempt, we're getting a lot of one tries, one and dones, That's not going to do it when you're down 30.
There's Morrison with the long three, and there's that trade-off. We took the long three. The Warriors want to stop the break, so they had 4 players at about half court by the time that ball hit the rim.
Yeah.
So if that ball's not going in the basket, the Warriors aren't getting another attempt.
Right.
I would like to see Lyman go to work right now because Grant is out of the game with 4 fouls. They put Lyman in the game with 4 fouls. I mean, at this point, what is there to lose, right? You got to play your best players at this point.
Right.
And I think it's important for the psyche of a player that's your key player to see one go in right now.
And for all of them, all of them are missing shots. We just got to, I think it comes down to going to get an extra shot, There they fought for it.
And there's that trade-off, and now it's a fast break opportunity. It's going to be a foul. So we saw the last three-point attempt the Warriors had. They had about 4 people get past half court. On that three-point attempt, everybody was still under the basket because it was actually an inbound play, and I think everybody else was expecting some screen action, but no defender came out to guard Walker.
Right.
And Will saw that, and so he just threw it up to Walker, and Walker, of course, was wide open, so he took the 3.
Yeah.
The trade-off there is his whole team was basically at the baseline, and the missed 3 was a long rebound, and it was a leak out for a fast break. That point does put the lead to 30 for the Reds. Munson tries to make something happen. The shot is off, and Cedar looks to attack, gets to the Warrior head. Up and in. That was a great look off by that Cedar offensive player. He jump stops in the middle of the paint, looks to the corner. The defense leaves. He's got a 10-foot jumper by himself.
Got open with his eyes. That was impressive. Whoa, Walker took a couple steps backwards with no dribble, got lucky.
Another 3-point attempt missed by the Warriors, and a foul is called on the Reds on the rebound. That's Tebbs. He's got 19 points on the night. That is his 3rd foul. I actually think he may have moved ahead of Grant as the leading scorer on the night.
Yeah, he's hard to stop.
And one, it was a lot of that transition stuff. He was the recipient of a lot of those.
Yep. Well, and 2, killer ball handling and penetration. So he put Will Warner in the popcorn machine and took it all the way to the rack.
Walker misses his first, makes his 2nd free throw. Cedar leads by 31 with about 5 to go, and there's Tebbs right there. And this is the other thing. He's attacking, and if he's not scoring, he's getting fouled. He's going to the free throw line. He may have more free throw attempts than the Warriors do.
Alone.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
The Warriors have had quite a few more attempts this half since they got in the bonus, but only 2 in that first half.
And it looks like Blake actually got all ball that time, but the fact that he penetrates every time, he makes one of the 3 make a decision.
Well, and it was, and sometimes too, the ball is part of it, but also just the amount of body contact that there was right there.
Right.
And Tebbs is clearly the initiator right there. He's running through the defender, and the defender's not set, so he's not entitled to that space.
Right.
So it's automatically going to be fouled. At that point, you just want to make sure he doesn't score. So you're putting him to 2 instead of an and 1. Nice pass from Simmons to Anderson Foreman. Great offensive set from the Warriors.
I like those 2 together.
I like that. I love it. That's one of the most important skills for a post player to have is to hold the seal. It was one of the hardest things to teach. You seal, you establish position, and you see that ball coming your way, and the first thing you want to do is as soon as you see that pass, a steal by Lyon, he throws a no-look bounce pass to Anderson Foreman, and Foreman misses the layup.
I hope they don't call it. That could be a technical.
I think he gave a warning to him, and I think the referees can recognize that at a 31-point deficit, there may be some other reasons for frustration besides the refereeing.
That shot's going up, baby.
Get in there.
Ooh, I like the hustle by Will. Just a little mistimed.
So going back, though, I love the play before. The pass goes up. Instead of releasing his seal like he wants to, Caleb held the seal, waited for the ball to clear his shoulder, grabbed it, and went up.
Isn't that their head coach?
It is. He was here. We didn't see him earlier, but he was here.
Why is he at that end? Oh, he's just
been
roaming.
walking back and forth. Yeah. Okay, so Cedar puts the basket in for more points, now extending their lead to 33. Munson looking to attack, kicks it over to the corner. Lyon hesitates, takes a dribble, picks it up, Now he pulls up for 3. Shot is off. Warner ball fakes to Anderson, then puts the shot up. Anderson Foreman doing some work under the basket. I like what I'm seeing. I don't like what I'm seeing early in these possessions from the Warriors. They're taking just the first mildly open look that they get.
Oh, good idea. Good idea.
Lyon went for a no look. What I was going to say is we're having some fast 3-point looks that they're not going in, and Cedar's in the bonus.
Yeah.
And we need to make them foul us. Snow Canyon's defense has picked up a couple of steals on their last few possessions. Forced a long shot from a 3-pointer long for Cedar. Munson dribbles down, nobody picks him up. That's an okay 3, a transition 3 where nobody's defending you. You'll take that all day long.
Yeah, that's good.
So Snow Canyon, a little 5-point run right there, and that is 12 points for Munson on the night. Hey, I like the spark of energy that we're seeing from Caleb Anderson Foreman right now, doing some of that dirty work under the basket. I would actually love to see the Warriors a little bit. I mean, it sounds weird when you're down 30 to be patient, but I would love to see them do the right thing offensively and get some more of that action where we see the Simmons to Anderson Foreman look.
Yep. And work on some technique. You know, this
just heart as well.
Yeah.
Like I know that we're playing the game, but you know, it's a lot harder to play offense the right way and get the good look. It's a lot easier to shoot early. Right. So that would be a sign of a fight from me is, look, I know that this is probably beyond what our ability is to come back, but at the same time, I want to win this possession.
Exactly.
I want to win this one.
Yeah.
We had a couple more sponsors to shout out. We have Wilkinson's House of Lighting, SkyWest Airlines,
Hammond's Dental,
Washington County Board of Realtors, Stapley Pharmacy, and State Bank of Southern Utah. Cedar called a timeout after that 3 by Munson. They now initiate their offense. It does look like a variation. Oh, that might have been an extra step. A variation of a 4 corners where they're basically just spreading the floor out, but they're still trying to score. That's one of the differences is if there's a lapse defensively from Snow Canyon, Cedar's trying to make them pay. Warner looking to attack. Simmons, ball screen. Ball swung over to Anderson Foreman. He swings over to Lyon, sets a ball screen, and then slips it. Lyon looks to attack, loses the ball off of his leg, out of bounds. Lyon's trying to make stuff happen right now.
I like the idea. Just kind of, I think 24 got away with a foul, but knocked it off of Lyon's knee.
You can see we're a little discombobulated right now. It's the players, when we see those attacks, they're not totally sure where to move off of each other. Great deflection from Warner. He deflects it off the bottom of the backboard, and he's basically in a foot race with the Cedar team, and he wins it.
Wow.
And gets fouled.
That was impressive.
There's some heart right there. He's going all out defensively. I've seen him with his contests.
I like it.
Warner's going to shoot 2. So the big 3 for Cedar, well, they actually have 4 that are average double figures, but their 3 leading scorers are all in double figures again. We've got Tebbs has 21, Grant has 16, and number 35, and I forget his last name, is Santana, has 10. Warner sinks both of his free throws. The lead's back under 30. It's a 26-point game right now. That's something I do in games like this, Jared, to give my team something to compete for, is we have goals. We have benchmark goals. Okay, we started this quarter, we were down 31. By the 5-minute mark, I would love it to be under 25. By the 2-minute mark, I would love it to be under 20. And by the end of the game, I would love it to be within 10. And that's maybe not a goal that we meet, but it's something to play for the entire time. Right. So it's like, because sometimes if a player thinks, well, we can't win, so why try hard? It's like, well, this is why. Because we're going to get better right now. Yeah. And we might see these guys with the seeding and the way the state tournament goes, everybody makes it. So while it's frustrating to lose a region game, these are 2 teams with pretty even records and pretty even win-loss records against common opponents.
Yeah.
They could be a matchup in a first or second round state tournament game.
True. Yeah.
Second free throw's missed. Simmons gets another rebound. We haven't statted that, but I can't imagine that it's anything less than double digits.
Well, the hustle by Cedar is impressive.
Still.
They're up 30, and they're like, hey, let's go up a little more. That's 30. I thought that was it's 39. Gotcha.
Yeah, so we're down 26, but still,
Yeah.
the point remains. And we saw this in the JV game, the opposite direction. Snow Canyon was winning by 30, and Cedar was still giving it everything they had right there, which why not? That's why we're here. Anderson Foreman slips it. He goes up and in. He's shown a spark. Hey, this is what I love, high school sports. This is a kid who doesn't normally get a ton of varsity time. Some players aren't able to play tonight. He gets an opportunity. It doesn't matter to him that it's a 26-point game. To him, I'm going to play my hardest the entire time. Now, when I say it doesn't matter, I'm sure it matters that he's losing. But he's like, my level of effort's not going to change depending on that. Morrison with a nice entry pass. There we go. Simmons with the dunk. He's on the board.
Great entry pass.
2 entry passes in a row on that same play. A fake ball screen, slip it, enter it quick. 24-point game, and the ball is taken away by Childs. Childs gives it to Warner.
He was trying to get Grant to foul him to get him out of here.
Morrison for 3 from way beyond the arc. He's short on it.
Dang it. We needed that one.
There's a minute left.
Hasn't made many this game, poor kid.
Cedar's, he made his first 2, and then, the well kind of ran dry after that. It's a good cut from Cedar. They put 2 more in. And Warner brings the ball across half court. Morrison receives a ball screen. Now it's slipped by Simmons. Anderson Foreman enters it to Simmons. Simmons with a nice pass into Childs. Childs loves the rebound point combo. He bobbled the ball, put it off the backboard, got his own rebound, put it in.
He doesn't get to shoot too often, so he wanted to make it count. Gets a rebound and some points at the same time.
Childs goes for the steal. He commits a foul right here. I was actually eyeing this down. I was trying not to jinx it, but I'll say it anyway because I don't really believe in jinxing. But I talked about how Cedar has been scoring over 70 points, and they're sitting at 69 right now. 23 at halftime. I was like, oh, we've got it. We're going to hold them under 70 again.
Get out of there.
We need these 2 free throws. There's the 70. Well, I said averaging over, so this is the free throw that really matters. If they score this one, they're over 70. So moral victories, going for the small ones right here. Shots long. I'm saying the streak remains intact. Simmons gets another rebound, enters it down to Childs. Childs' pass is deflected, and then he's all over the place to try to get it.
Wow.
He saves it. That was a 30-foot pass from his back that finds Warner. Warner loses the ball out of bounds.
Dang
it's just not the way.
I like the hustle, though.
It's the way it's gone for Snow Canyon tonight. It's good ideas. Execution wasn't there.
Yeah.
A loss is only a loss if you don't learn anything from it. Hopefully, Coach Meacham, Coach Cundy, Coach Jones, and the team can look at some film from this game and see some opportunities to improve. Jared, what are some of your final thoughts before we go?
I like the way that they hustled and fought till the very end, even though we didn't hit a lot of shots. The key, I think, was the third quarter. They gave us a spanking in the third quarter. In the third quarter, they came out and basically took over the game.
For sure. One of the things, there's the saying, the Stephen R. Covey, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting, right?
Right.
And at some point in that third quarter, Snow Canyon needed to make the adjustment to do something different and better than what they were doing before. And I know Coach Cundy called a couple of timeouts to try to correct it, but also sometimes you run into a buzzsaw. And it seems like those are the last 2 games Snow Canyon's played. Crimson could not miss from the 3-point line. Cedar in the second half could not miss, and then made all the right adjustments.
Yeah.
They ended on, they were 1 for 8. They ended up shooting 6 for 10 in the second half from the 3-point line.
Wow.
And Snow Canyon's 3-pointers went the other direction. They were 5 for 13 in the first half, and they ended up 6 for 27, so they were 1 for 14 from the 3-point line in the second half.
Gotcha.
Anyway, that being said, the great thing about basketball season, there's a quick turnaround. Snow Canyon will play again on Wednesday. They'll get a couple days of practice in, and I'm sure they will be raring to go on that court. For Jared Baker, I'm Ryan Rarick. Thank you for tuning in to WarriorNation.tv. Tell all your friends to watch this, and we'll see you next time. Peace out, everybody.
Have a great night.